Hey everyone. I want to share this brief video clip with you. And they're discussing the issue about rent in America and affordability, how some of the prices are falling and some are skyrocketing. So during the pandemic, we have had issues where, as they say, the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. Why a lot of people that are rich, they know how to invest, okay? So they know how to keep the money coming. Poor people, it is different. Okay, it is different. And I know I talk about investing, but I will say this. Um, it is very hard to invest. Let's say if you're a person that has a family to feed and you're check to check, and maybe let's say out of the month and you pay your expenses, I don't know, you might be lucky to have $400 or $500 to spare. And in some cases, guess what? That's not even a possibility. There's nothing left over. Everything is spent to the hilt, and sometimes it's not enough, and there's a negative, a carryover. There's a negative amount that does happen. So when you're in that frame of mind of survivorship, talking about investing can be a foreign concept, because it's like, hey, even if you have some money left over, you don't know what's going to come for incidentals. You may have a higher electric bill. So I totally get it. And that is why I try to focus on young people to try and make, sometimes delay having children early, because that's a big responsibility. And you want to take care of your child and give them the best and have them, just happy kids and get them things. I get it. But if we could try to maybe invest first or try and get, have a cushion. I was just telling somebody on a side hustle real quick. I said, so if you could find a way to say, let's say you can make on a part-time gig, I don't care, whatever it is, uh, a small business, anything. What if you could find a way to make an additional $500 per month and put the money not in your account, in a totally separate bank account, okay? And you have to have discipline. Do it. Put 500 a month. If you can find a way to make that extra money, stiffen down. Okay, be stiff with the money. Don't you have to be very structured, because you have a goal, and you do that for. It can be done. You do that for a year. Okay, so the 500 times 12 is $6,000. Do it for 3 years, $18,000. It can happen. Well, I can't afford to get a second job. Start a small business. Do something to at least try. Because if you think about it, what if a lot of people had done that? And it is possible. Some ladies, not trying to knock you down, but let's be real. You're carrying a man. You're buying him food, clothing, shoes. More than likely, sometimes the drawers on his bottoms are out of your pocket. Okay, that's what you want to do. You're trying to build him up. Okay, add that money up. Some of you fellas, you want to be the one to, oh, I'm the man, all that. Just talking to a friend of mine, and his friend get divorced, and now the guy's, he's renting someplace, and it's like over. Oh my gosh, one place was 2,000, and the other place was like 3,400. He's like, oh yeah, man, I gotta get this. And he's like, that's gonna take all your money, man. When those chicks see I live here, and I knew then this is the so-called educated one. I said, so basically, he's trying to get a place where he can just, he can say he lives there and trick off with women. I've got this good paying job, and there's your only stream of income. And if it dries up, we already know what's up. So it's nothing new. So that's my whole point, is if you can try, if you're young, ladies, if you can try to delay family, being a single mom. Kids are beautiful people, and that's why I would want you to be in a position where you and hopefully your spouse or whomever, or even you, can offer your child the best and not offer them, a struggle, a life of heartache, because guess what? The father dips out. You deserve so much more than that. So I think each generation should try and do the best. So I want you to look at this clip here, and this lady is talking about what she's facing with regard to rent. A lot of poor people are getting hurt because, again, of credit, things like that. We already know the deal. But for all the dusties that get mad about me reporting things, I want you to go ahead and get mad at the man in control of real estate. Okay, so look at her experience, and she found a wonderful place she wanted to live. She was told she was in, until I'll let the video speak for itself. Dun, 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 fair use. Okay, so you all want to get the Dusties want to get mad at me on the channel. Okay, get mad about this, and you tell me why did this happen? Fair use.
I've seen rents go from $3,000 to $1,500.
That's your current rent.
Some of the places are wonderful. I've looked at them. There's this particular loft.
Nice.
I wanted it so bad. He said I had it until I said I had a housing choice voucher. And it was over. Because of preconceived notions that if you have a Section 8 tenant, then drugs is going to come with them. Some unsupervised children, they're not going to keep their house clean. And also, they're people of color.
So look at the place. She was told she had it until.
Some of the places are wonderful. I've looked at them. There's this particular loft. I wanted it so bad. He said I had it until I said I had a housing choice voucher. And it was over. Because of preconceived notions that if you have a Section 8 tenant, then drugs is going to come with them. Some unsupervised children.
What do you see little TT do? He can't even go to the store. He want to pull out a gun. Then a woman standing there filming. He had no right to do this. And she's thinking it might cause the behavior. Girl, you obviously don't know these little dust mites. They love violence. They love drama. They love trauma. What did he do in the video I just posted? He slapped the phone out of her hand and oh my gosh, the phone broke. That's what little TT did. That is what little TT did. Slapped the phone out of her hand and it broke. Then she gets online and she's being attacked. No one's mentioning about the woman that he pulled the gun on, the clerk who was with child. No Section 8 will be accepted. Dusties, young black men, the ones that are so angry about the videos that I'm posting, what do you have to say about this? I just wonder where would those developers get it from? You saw the place. It looks nice. Now, here you go. No Section 8. Section 8 will not be accepted. I wonder why. Fully furnished in a small community with pool, gym, gang room access. Free assigned parking. I wonder why. Why they don't want Section 8? Preconceived notions? Yeah, that's true, but let's keep it real. A lot of it is because of reality. You hear the part about the children? I told you guys in a prior video how that with Katrina. I remember when they had people coming to Texas, and you had black men that were business. They had property, and what did they say? Oh, sure, we're gonna take in some. They've got real estate properties, and what did they say? Two of them said, "Never forget." Oh no, if the single mothers. They said we'll take women and children, and then they made an exception. They said if the mothers have they have teenage sons, no teenage sons. And these were black men, by the way, black businessmen. They have properties. They said they didn't want any, they would not accept any women that had teenage sons. And these were all black folks. Gee, I wonder why. You think all this on the news is just an actor? This okay, little TT, you stand over here. You stand over there. Okay, now let me see you push her or get the gun out. No, it's reality. It's on the news every day. I keep telling you. The mammies and the baby mamas, they coddle these men, and these dust mites, dusty senior, dusty junior, they love drama, trauma, and violence. They are setting a narrative for the black community, and they have set a narrative for Section 8, and that's why she didn't get that place. They're not trying to have it. They don't want to make that nice place Chi-Town, Chirac. You're not going to come up in there running no hustle, pulling a gun out on the landlord. You're not going to come up in there robbing. They're not going to have it. No Section 8 vouchers. I wonder why. Dusties, please tell us why. Why is it on the application? What is it that they don't want Section 8 people? What is it? Because they already know. the behavior exemplified in the inner city. Look at Chicago. They moved them from the public housing unit, that large building, and put them into a neighborhood called Maywood. Maywood then began a name called Murderwood. It wasn't the housing, the location, it was what was in it. The individuals. Took them from those high-rise public housing, shut that down, and put them into a little area, Maywood. Put them in the houses. Maywood then became a rep of Murderwood. I wonder why. So, Dusty, you all up in a bunch. It says no Section 8. She said they're thinking children are going to be running wild. Yeah, because that's what happens. Look at Chicago. Now the downtown Chicago, robbing and beating in the streets, not going to work, but they still know how to twerk. She said they told her they had it. And the fact that they told her that she had it, they can see she's a black woman. That Section 8's what did her in. They told me I had it. Yeah, and when they told you that, if you're speaking verbally, they can see you're a black woman. The Section 8 did you in. Little TT did you in. That behavior in the BC that is accepted, that is ignored, the behavior that is coddled, the violence that is allowed. Little TT, the one that's respected, not the young black kid trying to get good grades, or the young black man that's trying to, maybe he want to study and go to college, start a business. Oh, they just look at him like, okay. Little TT is respected. He's coddled. And that is why they don't want Section 8. Some of the women, too, that brought them into the world and don't care. But see, a lot of them already know, a lot of times, well, somebody got to work. And she may have a low-paying job and paying 2 jobs. Yep. You got some mammies, too, that'll coddle them. But no Section 8 voucher. They told her she had it until. So if they didn't want her there, since she's a black woman, I understand racism does occur. Let's not act brand new. But no, you didn't get that because you weren't a black woman. They told you that you had it. Then you mentioned you had Section 8. And they're not gonna have them come there and destroy the property. Let's look at the little place that she was looking at again. Let's see. This is one person. So she said she had it. There was a nice little apartment for her to look at. Nice little place, okay? Let's look at the place that she said that she looked at that she liked. And so they didn't want Section 8. Check it. Okay. That's the kitchen. There is a loft. He said she had it. And the housing choice voucher was Section 8, and that's what they didn't want. I wonder why. It sure was over. And sometimes it's not because of preconceived notion, which I understand her point. Sometimes it's because of reality. See, if we don't learn from things, sometimes we have to accept things for what we have to accept things and say, hey, this is a problem. But preconceived notion, it's because of little TT, Pookie, and Ray Ray. It's because of Dusty's. That's why. And for the Dusties, you ought to be ashamed. You ought to be ashamed. No Section 8. Gee, I wonder why. They're making it real clear to you, babe. Section 8 applicants will not be accepted. I wonder why. Does everyone behave that way in Section 8? Of course not. But so many do. Like I said, I don't think they really get it. You can have a room of 30 people. If 7 of them are jumping up and down and shooting guns up in the air and breaking glass and robbing folk, that's going to be the room labeled as dysfunctional, avoid dysfunctional, trouble, violence. Is everybody in there violent? No, but you got 7 fools out of 30 that are. So the good have to suffer with the bad. That's why when they commit these crimes, they have no idea. They're basically losing at the art of war, because with the art of war, you want to paint the person that you want to eliminate as a problem. Well, guess what? In the black community, you can figure it out yourself. Who's being pointed out as a problem, and it's by the behavior. Again, there are no lights, camera, action. This is the behavior that we're seeing. It's what's happening. But we want to get mad at somebody showing it. How about we get mad at the ones that are doing it? So this here, No Section 8. Dusties, Dustinas, Mammies, do you think you played a part in this? You tell me. They don't want the violence because all that happens is going to steer money out. I've even seen, real quick, I've seen in nice apartments, very nice, middle income, people moved out. Then let some people with Section A come in, and especially when that went down with Nolans. I remember that in Houston. The people going to work come out. Some of those folks sit on top of your car. I'm talking about, and now you're walking to the car, you think they're going to go ahead and get their butts off. No, 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 no. You're at the car with the key fob in your hand, the keys in your hand. You ready to get inside your car. Still sitting on it. Can you please move your dusty behind off my ride? Don't know how to live like people. But we want to keep it a secret. No, it's not a secret. For you dusties that are so upset, it is not a secret how you operate. That's why nobody's investing in you. It's not a secret. Everyone knows. Next thing you know, people sleeping and working. Had a friend of mine. I'm like, are you in a very nice area? Are you kidding me? Yeah, they had them there. Car alarms start going off, stealing cars, stealing radios. Next thing you know, people start not renewing the lease. The wrong kind. And they had that voucher. Next thing you know, fast forward, they were saying, we're not taking anybody from Katrina. Then they want to say, oh, they're being prejudiced against us. They were taking nobody from New Orleans. They got to the point, no vouchers. Gee, I wonder why. That is why a lot of these apartments, they have these deals with the government, and once that's paid off, they don't have to. You get a letter in the mail. I've seen it on television. They're on the news. Where am I supposed to go? No vouchers. But you have the Dusty, little TT, the Dustinas too, little TT and Ray Ray. That's who you have to thank. The Dustinas, the little mammies that coddle them. Don't forget, in the black community, we got to keep it a secret now. Don't want to make these guys look bad. Are you kidding? So what? They may have, poorly gone on a pregnant woman. Maybe they snatched a purse, snatched somebody's phone out. It happens every day in the hood. And you wonder why. So this is what they've set the narrative with their actions. And this right here is a good example. They told her she had it until. So feel free to comment, like, subscribe, and share. Show me your point of view. When they commit crimes, all this activity, and it's being shown, they are setting a very dangerous narrative. So as for her, don't get mad at them because I was black. No, they told you had it. They knew you were black then and you were black now. That Section 8 voucher, honey, did it in for you. Then everybody knows what goes on in the BC in those areas. And this is why. So I'm out. Thanks for watching.